Ooh, hello. Phoenix is rising, and so are we. Welcome in to another episode of the PHNX Rising podcast. Appreciate everyone joining us here on a Thursday. We're in the big studio. You boys are upgrading, if only but temporary. But I am, of course, Max Simpson. I'm joined by Mr. Owain Evans. How we doing, buddy?
Hello. We're gonna keep this one on track this time, Max.
I don't know what you mean by this time.
We're gonna keep
always
this one
on track.
We're always on track.
Really? Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time.
If the chat and or people who aren't even producing don't sabotage things, yeah, sure, we'll keep it on track.
Okay.
Also, if you mind your P's and Q's too, then we'll be great.
Yeah, I'll shout out Tyler in the chat, who is Tyler's having fun.
Tyler is crushing.
There's Michael in there as well. There's also shout out to the Lackey as well.
The Lackey, who is not in person, but he is here.
Bros,
he is here in spirit.
I don't think it's not quite popped up on our end at the minute, but we do have I will reference this one from Tyler. It's about to come in. Bros, I'm wasted.
LOL, cheers. Hey, man. Good for you, man.
Good for you, Tyler. It's a Thursday. Have fun.
It is 5 o'clock somewhere, as they say. But
it's 6 o'clock here.
It is.
It is.
All right. Well, we got a great pod for you guys. Lots to get into. Big one, right? I mean, this is what we do on Thursdays. We do go over the upcoming matchup for the weekend. We're back at it on a Saturday this weekend, which is nice, right? The Friday one's always kind of a weird one. I guess it is in some ways nice to lead off, but I prefer the Saturday matches. It's nice. It's our normal slate. Phoenix Rising back home in their confines of Phoenix Rising Stadium. And Owen, they're taking on Colorado Springs Switchbacks, which we have been talking a lot about Rising's futility in front of goal. It's been kind of a rough season in the old scoring and attacking department. Colorado Springs says, hold my beer, my Four Peaks beer. But they say, hold my beer because you want to see futile. We'll give you futile. What do you got for them?
Oh, my gosh. They have been awful. It's impressive, isn't it, when you look at a team that brings in Ronaldo Damus and you've got other players in there like Jonas Fjellberg,
yes,
like Malik Foster, and these kind of players that you look at and think, okay, they could really do something here. And yet they've scored 1 goal in 4 games. That's where they're at. That's what they're looking like right now. And a large part of it comes from, more than anything, a complete inability to find ways to get Ronaldo Damus involved in the play. And to me, that's the biggest key in this game from Phoenix Rising's perspective, is you have to make sure that he's not able to get any real chances, okay? This guy, 4 games in, he's got a 0.5 XG. Not great. He's had 17 touches in the opposition penalty area.
Yeah.
It's not great numbers.
I hear this guy was pretty good last season.
The other thing about it is that they're not converting as well, right? Again, how many goals have they scored, Mr. Simpson?
1.
How many XG does this team have?
Did you say it was like 0.2?
No.
That was
Damus was 0.5. So.
0.5. What? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna go 0.8.
It's actually higher than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
1.1.
Nope, it's higher than that.
1.3.
4.7.
Oh, wow. Oh, so he's just been horrific in finishing.
So the finishing's not really been there. Again, you're right. Rising haven't scored 1 goal in 4 matches, but we went into this season knowing there was a worry, perhaps, from Phoenix Rising's perspective. I felt as though the addition of Ronaldo Damus was a really big one for Colorado Springs, and I don't think it's a secret that they pulled the wallet out the pocket to pay for that one. He was one of the highest profile players going onto the market after the demise of San Diego Loyal. This offseason, Ronaldo Damus was always going to be a well sought after player. Of course, didn't make it to the offseason until this one was pretty much already sorted earlier on. But they just haven't found ways to do a whole lot there. I mean, you look at their last game, Sacramento Republic. Mm-hmm. The first half, they go in 2-0 down.
Yep.
Now, there were things that were better about that performance than some of their other ones, and their passing's improving and stuff like that, and finding some combinations in there and all of that kind of fun stuff. But here's what they actually produced, though. You look at it now and you see an 86.5% passing accuracy, 211 accurate passes, 53% of the possession in the first half against Sacramento Republic. 35 final third entries for Colorado Springs Switchbacks against Sacramento Republic. What do they have to show for it? One shot. And it's not even on target.
Yeah.
Now, they improve in the second half, but at that point, you're already 2-0 down. 2-0 down against a team that is obviously a good team. This is worrying for Colorado Springs. This is worrying for them. Now, Michael's right. Rising also scored one in 4 matches, but I think the difference here is Rising didn't look like conceding in the same ways as Colorado Springs are as well. Rising also scored their 1 goal in 4 matches and managed to, actually pick up a win in that. Colorado Springs have conceded 2 goals in every match that they've played this season. I think it's worrying in their perspective, right? This is a team that usually are one that compete a lot better than this since the changes they've had there, of course. There was a time when they were quite a weak team. That hasn't been recent since the downtown move and all of that. They've competed. They've really brought games to their opposition. And Rising, we've seen struggle up there and not necessarily as much down here in the valley, but from Colorado Springs' perspective, again, if you go out and make a statement signing like bringing Ronaldo Damus in and you can't find a way to properly utilize him and get the best out of him, and despite everything that Michael will probably say and may well come in and say in the chat about this guy being a wasteful finisher, but he can be on times. Sure. He's also someone who's good for a goal every other game.
Yeah.
So for him to not be finding the score sheet is worrying for them. Keeping him out of dangerous areas with the ball will be probably one of the most important things that Phoenix Rising can do in this game. But overall, I don't see this team as a particularly worrying team, even by the standards of many of the teams that Phoenix Rising have played this season haven't been teams that you'd worry about.
It's true. And yet, Rising finds himself in a situation. We'll get to Rising and what their keys to this victory are for Saturday. But Rising find themselves after 5 matches with 4 points, right to your point where you're talking about Colorado, the only team in the league, East or West, with 0 points to their name, a -7 goal differential.
1 goal in all 4 games.
I think also to your point, listen, Rising has, have they only scored one? They only scored the 1 goal within their first 4 matches? Absolutely. But I think to your point, they weren't as leaky in the defense. The fact that we knew based on, form and fitness and injuries and everything like that they're only going to be getting healthier back there. Whereas in Colorado Springs, they have been horrific in the back. They have conceded the most goals in the West, and they have played 1 game less than the vast majority of the teams in there.
It's consistent. I'll give them that. It's
2 goals every game.
2 goals every game. They played 4 games.
So you're saying that Rising's getting 2 goals is what I'm hearing.
I'm not saying that, but I am saying that Colorado Springs generally
we'll see for the predictions.
I say generally, all 4 games so far, they've given up 2 goals in them. Look, I understand, right? It's early. It's early to hit the panic button. If you are Colorado Springs looking at this with a new head coach at this point, this season, the panic button shouldn't be far away. Again, Ronaldo Damus don't come cheap. He don't come cheap. And you are getting nothing from him right now. Because you can't find a way to get him the ball necessarily in good areas.
Yeah. And I think that's the issue is, even with people say Ronaldo Damus can be wasteful, which is a very fair point. We've even seen in where, even last year, like to your point, where you mentioned in the playoffs with San Diego Loyal, how he was a pain, a terror against Rising in getting in good moments too, getting in good spots. You naturally think a guy who's able to get in good spots, if he's fed the ball sooner rather than later, it will become closer to the average and he will put those away. But to your point, where you mentioned the XG that he has produced, that's not anything to worry about over the course of those 4 matches. If he's not even getting the ball in those dangerous positions, then Rising should be in the clear, provided they're able to keep them out of those good positions.
Yeah. No, You'd hope so, right? Because they're not threatening enough here. I mean, it says something when the guy who's currently leading your team in XG is a defender.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's leading it by quite a way. They're not creating enough. They're not... It just doesn't look good. It doesn't pass the stats test. It doesn't pass the eye test.
Nope.
They're just not great, are they? It's
well,
kind of where I'd leave it.
And I think we even saw, like, throughout the course of last season, Colorado was a very kind of like a difficult team to evaluate. You know, their 5th place finish sounded pretty fair. You know, there was a lot of teams in the West who kind of dropped off. Colorado, even if they did have some up and down moments, you think 5th, okay, pretty fair. Do we think they're going to be exponentially better? There's always a chance, but we did think at the very least the attack could be a bit sharpened. The fact that they're this, unlike Rising, right, where we saw Rising lose a lot of that attacking firepower, didn't really replace it too much. We said very early on this season, the defense and the depth of this Rising team will be better. The attack, a lot to be desired, but we got to wait and see. Colorado, you cannot say the same thing because we thought that they were only going to go up from the attacking standpoint.
Well, I thought overall they're probably
see.
around about where they were, right? They were on that borderline home playoff game, no home playoff.
Sure.
I didn't think they got a whole lot better. Although Damus was decent, I still feel as though they're a team that definitely shouldn't be, based on the players they've acquired, in the position that they are in now.
That's fair. That's fair. I do see BJ's.
I'll add, though, actually, as well, though, on the Damus one, though, sorry.
That's okay.
Let's remember the fact that this guy scored the only goals in San Diego Loyal playoff history, and he did it 3 times against Phoenix Rising.
Yes.
So...
Again, that's what I hinted at is, you know, he has a track record of doing it against this club. Yes, not all the same Rising players, but that's not for nothing. That's not for nothing whatsoever. No. Seeing BJ's comment, avoid set pieces is what you're saying. Again, I said it on postgame. Do you want to overreact and think it's hyperbole that Rising got scored twice on? You don't want to overreact. However, if you are able to make that consistent fact that they scored twice in that game, you don't want to give teams a blueprint.
You know what I'll give you as well? Which teams Ronaldo Damus scored the most goals against in his career?
Are you teeing me up for Phoenix Rising?
It's going to be Phoenix Rising with 6 goals in 7 games.
Oh, that's a cool gosh. Forget a goal every other game.
Admittedly, though, right, again, 3 of those came in the one playoff game. So
even still?
It's 3 in 6 regular season games. In fact, in his last 3 matches against Phoenix Rising, he has scored.
Okay.
He has scored in his last 3 matches against Phoenix Rising. He has scored 5 goals.
Oh, boy.
And in one of those, it was only a 27-minute appearance off the bench.
Oh, boy.
So...
And it was Bluebirds already calling it. Damus is scoring on Saturday.
I can see it. The guy seems to have Rising's number lately.
Okay. You know, it's gonna be interesting, right? There are those players. They play better against certain clubs. They're able to get up for it. That's the thing about this league that we've said. We've seen Rising host opponents who are doing abysmally, dare I say, going back to Vegas last season when they're at home. You cannot take an opponent for granted. Yes, you can think you have the psychological advantage. Everything should point to a victory. But that's the thing about this league and everything like that. You can't just write people off because players stand up, they change the difference, and this guy has a track record of doing so.
He's also not lost to a team more than he's lost to Phoenix Rising.
Okay.
It was tied with, and this one's impressive.
I don't know if that's necessarily.
No, can I give you an impressive?
He's putting the goals in. That's
can I give you the impressive one?
Sure.
Who was the other team that he's lost? So he's lost 3 times in 7 games against Rising. There's another team that he's lost 3 times to, and that was actually in 3 games. He's got a 0% record against. Give me a guess. Who is that team? Because it's going to make you laugh when I tell you who it is.
It's not Lights, is it?
It's not Lights.
It's Springs.
No. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, sure.
Tacoma Defiance.
Oh, gosh. No, yeah, I never would have guessed that's a gross one.
Tacoma Defiance. He played 3 games against them for Orange County, and they lost every single time.
That's a tough one.
Oh, that's impressive.
That is a tough one.
That's impressive.
If you are Colorado Springs, what is your key to victory or getting a point or something on Saturday?
I think it's as simple as find Damus.
Yeah.
I really do.
Okay.
He's a dangerous player. He knows how to finish.
Okay.
You find ways to get him the ball in dangerous areas. You have the opportunity to do something here. And again, it partly depends on how Rising come out.
Sure.
Do they come out with a back three? Do they look at changing to the back four? We don't know.
Okay.
We don't know. And obviously, Danny's going to keep that stuff close to the chest, right? You don't want to play those cards too early and make it obvious. Of
course.
Especially if you're going to make a change. We've seen moments where they play a back four in the past, not least against Tulsa when they were kind of forced into it, obviously, because of the situation. But we've seen moments where they've done that anyway. But still, I feel as though as you look at Damus, I really think more than anything, finding a way for him, knowing the dangerous player that he is, to get involved, I really think that's critical here from Colorado Springs' perspective.
You're saying he's due. Are you saying he's due? Given the track
he hasn't
record,
scored a goal for them yet.
but given his track record against Phoenix Rising, are you saying he's due? You're gonna hop on the fence, Kyle. Producer Kyle behind the Mac.
Ronaldo Damus goal.
Do you believe
Yes,
he's due?
no.
Do you believe he's due?
I do believe. I think he'll score one.
You do believe he's due? Okay. All right.
He'll
Kyle,
score
all right,
one.
Producer Kyle, take it to the bank. He's due.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Zanel in the chat. Yeah, they're probably working on creating opportunities for Damus. Absolutely. Zoinks in the chat with a yar. I could not agree more with that. And, well, Tyler has some syncing issues. That is okay. Something I'm not having syncing issues with at all is the Circle K Inner Circle app. Inner Circle program. It's absolutely fantastic. No issues there because that platform, that interface, it's great. You know why it's great? Because it just gives you discounted and free stuff. It's pretty amazing. All you got to do, you're going to Circle K, you download the Circle K app, enter your phone number, opt into the Inner Circle program, and every time you check out, you just hit that phone number in again, and you just get free stuff. Boom. I'm due for a free Polar Pop next time I go. Get a free pizza, every 6 pizza, little hot roller item, little snacky poo, everything you want to fuel up, especially on the way to Saturday, especially after listening to this podcast. It's all different types of things you can do. I'm going playing a little pickup soccer, little pickup footy after this. Stop on my way to Circle K, get a Polar Pop, hydrate. There we go.
Can we get the Max Simpson pickup report later on?
Oh yes, but of course.
Okay.
But of course, and it's I'm of course facing off against Jake Tie Guy Anderson. So yeah, can't wait. Circle K is gonna fuel me there. We're gonna feel absolutely fantastic. Again, all you gotta do, go to Circle K and just download that app, enter your phone number, hit that Inner Circle program. Absolutely fantastic. Again, terms and conditions do apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. You know, you have Circle K. You're stopping by, getting a little Polar Pop, getting a little, maybe a little pizza, a little snack. You know what else you can get there?
Well, there's a few different ways we could go with this, but I'm going to hazard a guess. Could it be Arizona Lottery?
Darn right, it's
there
Arizona
we go.
Lottery.
We got there.
Darn right, it's Arizona Lottery. He looked in my eyes. He said, Max, I'm seeing money in your eyes, and that's because I've been playing Arizona Lottery. That's right, your boy Lotto Simpson here, and they are going to hook you up big. Not me. Max ain't giving away lottery tickets. Arizona
Max
Lottery.
is buying beers instead.
You can buy. That is a separate thing. You can buy Arizona Lottery tickets at our friends at Circle K, of course, with many other locations, right? But Arizona Lottery, they got their Arizona Adventure program. It's super easy. All you got to do is just go. Pick up some tickets, right? You can play their Picacho Peak, their Monument Valley, the Camelback Mountain tickets. If you want to win up to $50,000, I like money. I win $50,000. I ain't gonna be on this show, I'll still be here. But if I win $50,000, you can buy your friends, beers, pretzels, whatever you want to do. But
wait, how much are you winning, Max?
Yeah, you can win up to $50,000 by.
So when you win $50,000, if you win $50,000, I hear the whole night you're paying for.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah.
There we go.
There
Max
we go.
is buying beers.
Thanks to our friends at Arizona Lottery. But other ways you can go to check in at their geolocated adventures. Again, they got 10 geolocated adventures throughout the state. Flagstaff to Yuma, multiple ones right here in the Valley. Just go to azadventure.com for more details and directions. Again, everything that they do, the proceeds, help support environmental conservation. You like the environment, you like conserving it. Again, go play Arizona Lottery. Again, check out their azadventure.com for more information on how you can take an adventure for a chance to win $1 million in cash and Arizona travel prizes.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. And Albert's right. If he has money, it's because Arizona Lottery. Bets ain't hidden, so I'm going to play the lottery.
If it actually involves Max having to pick, it's not going to go his way.
Whoa. Yeah, no. Yeah. Oh, sadly in the chat, how many times is Max going to step on Jake's foot? Again,
Can we get
that'll be in
so
the
here we go. We'll do
determined.
the Max Simpson pickup report quickly before we move on to serious stuff. So Max, can we just question you on shoulder condition going into this game?
Yeah, shoulder's okay.
The shoulder's okay.
Jacob Franklin unintentionally, inadvertently did try to. Well, not try. He might have
Max
almost
is
slightly
listed
injured
as
it,
questionable
but
at
we're
this
good.
time.
We're good. You don't play this game with shoulders mostly.
You don't.
So we're
you
okay.
don't, and that's why I'm hearing that you're going to get shoulder charged all night.
Why would you say that?
Because I think that is the most effective way to play football against Max Simpson.
Why would you say that? Why would you put that out there?
Just because.
You're literally a ref. You should be advocating for safety.
Well, it can be a perfectly fair shoulder charge.
But
It's
why
not
are you
their
even putting
fault
that? Why are you
you're
putting that
injured,
out there in the
Pretty
ether?
Crow.
Why are you even putting
There
that
are
juju
many
out
things
there?
that can cause injury that aren't inherently unfair, Max.
You are like towing the line and you're a bad guy right now. You're a
I
bad
don't
guy.
referee your games, Max.
I'm glad you don't, because you would let too much stuff go. You didn't call that offsides call when you should have. Anyway.
Yeah, because you were on side.
I
and then
was
you
offside.
proceeded to miss
It was
goal.
a tough one. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's a different league.
Yeah, it's neither here nor there because Max missed anyway.
Different league, different time. Anyway, sorry, couldn't all be keepers. But anyway, it's we got this game to focus on. We talked about the Colorado Springs perspective. So about Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising, again, we talked about it a lot on Friday's postgame. Talked about it even further this past Tuesday.
Yep.
They're coming off a 3-goal performance.
I'll tell you what,
do we
I'll
make?
kick us off because there was a question a little bit further up in the chat, and it was asking about, obviously, Emi Quaisho will be suspended for this game.
It was merge gaming, a little bit up.
Because obviously he was, sent off in that last match, and the question really is who's going to replace him. Max, I want to know who in your mind replaces Emi Quaisho in this game.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, if you're going to, let's make the assumption we're running it back with the rest of the usuals.
Okay, yeah. So if you make an assumption that this team comes out pretty much as they did last game,
Sure.
but you're only making one change, and that's Emi Quaisho, who do you change? Who do you bring in for him?
Maybe this is like unpopular just because of the lack of playing time. I wouldn't hate JP coming out there.
But wasn't Emi playing? So wait, let's think about the.
I'm trying to think. Was it not in the center? I'm trying to remember this. Oh, was he not?
No, he was.
No, he wasn't playing through the center. That's right.
Up.
That's right. He
Because
was.
you had Dorothy also.
That's right. Because he was the number 10.
Renzo Zambrano.
I mean, I would put in Darius.
I was going to say the same thing.
Okay, thank you for refreshing.
I
would
going
put
to
in
say
Darius.
the same thing. I would go with Darius Romelu.
I wouldn't go with Fede. I wouldn't go with Gallardo. I mean,
no, Reese, we're not putting Erickson Gallardo in there. Stop. No, Gallardo is really good contribution off the bench.
Well, to be fair, Reese is trying to fill him in for Devin in the chat. So,
yeah, we don't need a Devin sub, Reese. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah. No. To me, Darius. Again, that was the whole thing of. We kept on mentioning Darius Farrell is a talent. You want him out there, but he was just in a way marooned a bit on that number 9 position. Again, we've said it so many times. You can play that, but it's not his most ideal position. If you got Remy Corral, he's putting 2 in the back of the net. Could have been 3 if he, would have taken that penalty. Again, we neither here nor there, but let's go 2 for sure.
Yep.
You want Darius Formella pairing up with him. Those 1-2s and what they can do being in there at the same time, that's lethal. That is absolutely lethal.
It is. Look, I feel as though that's especially given that both of them have scored.
Yeah.
I think that's a decent enough pairing that I'd be happy to see that and see what they can do together in a competitive match, okay? Yeah. I feel as though that pairing, knowing that it's goals you've struggled for.
Yes.
Yeah, why wouldn't you get the 2?
Well, the other thing is this. I mean, listen, it's tough to essentially rule out a guy because of the red card, but even if we're just talking about how they performed and featured for Rising last season, I always liked Darius starting, and to me, Quaisho was the better super sub, of course, given the track record. When you kind of inverse it, didn't like it as much. I think that all else being equal, form, all that being what it is, Darius to me should be starting in that position, give it a go, and then you're able to bring on Quaisho for that boost in the second half.
Yeah,
but we'll see. Obviously, Quaisho notwithstanding this match, but I do hope to see Darius hopefully starting, but at the very least, like playing more minutes within that position.
You'd hope to. You'd hope to. You know what? I'm going to take a video now, actually. I think we should take a little bit more from what we were told on Tuesday. And let's have a listen now with rising head coach Danny Stone. Kind of asked him a little bit about, some of the issues that they had in that last game and what they're looking to fix as they keep moving forward now.
I think we carry on with a lot of the areas over the previous couple of weeks that we've spoken about, where we want to continue to train as a group to be more aggressive in the way that we attack, to try to be aggressive in the way that we defend. Now, sometimes game plans and different opponents, and obviously playing potentially home games and away games, they play a role in some tweaks to that and making some adjustments to that. So you won't see the same game plan, you won't see the same goals to be achieved in every game in terms of how we play. But in general, we want to be an attacking team that creates more of these moments, and we've I think worked hard at that in the last couple of weeks, and obviously we've identified that as an area where we want to be a team that goes forwards as consistently as possible, and to score 3 goals away from home this last weekend, regardless of how a game ends up, and some of the big positives that I mentioned come the final whistle, 3 goals away from home is a big positive as well, and like I say, in the way that we scored. Certainly the first 2 goals from how we've earned that penalty and how we've scored the second goal, you see a team that is collective in terms of how they attacked there together. And even the third moment, obviously this is something where with 10 men, they found a couple of moments where we could have we win a penalty and we equalised, but they did find a couple more moments as well with 10 players where we had drive and we had energy and we had commitment to not just leave the game where it was at. Yes, defend a point, but not just leave the game where it was at. And if we could find more moments, we were going to try and do that. And so those areas for me are the ones where we'll keep pushing the most. And that is a team-wide effort, not just individual players or attacking players.
I echo coach that players make moments change games. No, I'm not. That's not even a mock today. So it's being very true. It's being very true. What?
Max.
Make your dreams come true. No, on the real.
Make your dreams come true.
And my dream is for Phoenix Rising to win on Saturday. No, it is true. This team, we keep on saying it. It's not for a lack of talent. It's not for guys, being in good positions. We have guys who are firing. Yes, it's a 1-game sample size, but I think that's the beauty is. Just like I said, you can never take a team for granted, even how futile Colorado Springs is. The inverse can also be true of if you have a team who is coming off a 3-goal performance, who scored a goal even down to 10 men, take that for what it's worth and roll with it into a solid home field performance, something that outside of the second half against Oakland Roots, we have not really seen this season.
Yeah. What I'll say actually again, while we're on the player selection stuff from earlier, we did have a comment in from Merge about on the left, right? So presumably replacing Juan Carlos Azócar.
Yes.
Gabby Torres or Azócar?
I like Azócar. Still like Azócar.
Still like Azócar?
I mean, I think again, it's not to knock Gabby. I think when Azócar has been in, whether it's been a sub or as a starter, he's looked impactful. We know the type of profile he has, where Gabby is more of a north and south player. He's able to stretch you wide, but he mainly operates from hugging the touchline. And that's not good nor bad. That's just who he is. Azócar can do that, but he really is dangerous in being able to play in those half spaces. And to me, I think especially if you're able to pair Formella on that side, have a bit of interplay there, that's incredibly dangerous. You can put in overlaps. You have 2 guys on that side who are big-bodied guys who are able to use speed, but also have great soccer IQ, that tactical awareness. That's a deadly combination for me. And here's the thing. How often we were saying that Powerito, boom, and Panos Armanakis
we knew that was
are able to dominate on that right-hand side with guys who have that good touch, who are able to play with both feet and really use that space. If you're able to mirror that on the left side with 2 guys in Darius Formella and Juan Carlos Azócar, who are able to really just have that dynamic positioning, able to cut inside, that's so unbalanced for a defense. This team where they were so stagnant in those first couple of matches is because really, if you just defended them and don't let them run past you where they're hugging the touchline, you didn't really feel threatened by them cutting inside. Juan Carlos Azócar gives you that ability to cut inside on that left-hand side that just makes this team so much more dangerous.
There we go. Interesting. All right. Well, there we go. There's Max's take on that one.
And your take?
You said a lot of what I was thinking there. To be fair, I'm gonna agree with you.
Okay. Let's see. The chat, you're great. By the way,
Julio in the 11.
Yeah, by the way, chat, make sure to hit that like button as well if you haven't already done so. Appreciate it.
Again, I feel that Julio contributed a lot in there. We kind of went through this one on Tuesday, of course, in the Tuesday pod as we looked at the passing maps and things like that. I feel as though Julio was a little bit more aggressive, perhaps, in the sense of trying to move things forward a little bit than we'd seen in the past from the midfield pairing. I like that. I want to see more of that. I think it also, I think Renzo had moments of that as well. I think you stick with the midfield pairing.
I think you stick with it.
It's not perfect, but it felt like an improvement.
I think you stick with honestly pretty much everyone where they're as. Put Darius in with that within that Quasia role, and then have Azakar on the left. I like that.
If Wamayo's fit, I presume
that's a fair
bench.
I would say so, yeah,
because he hasn't appeared yet.
Yeah, I agree. I would say bench. And maybe this is a topic for another day, but then people are asking if we keep on playing with a back three, who sits for this team? And that'll be an interesting one. I mean, to me, again, the defense has been pretty solid. You're obviously not dropping Stenberg if he's fitting well. I mean, it's been a good showing. Pat Marboy has been solid to me again, a bit maybe not the cleanest touch and everything like that, but from a pure defensive standpoint, dude's been great. So we'll see, but I agree. Fuenmayor to the bench, regardless, just hasn't. You're not. I don't think you're going to roll him out as a starter in that one.
No, I get that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, Owen, we're kind of chatting. By the way, I'm seeing the chat. You guys are doing great. Lots of stuff in there. St. Albert Rising must score at least 2 to make their dreams come true.
You know what I'll say? I'll say here before we move on to score prediction, which I know you're going to want to get to shortly, I'd imagine. Obviously we've been speaking about pressure in these games.
Under pressure?
Not least because I feel as though Rising really, really desperately need to get some goals going here.
Yes.
Well, they need to get some points on the board, really. Again, 2 weak teams in terms of their start.
Yes.
The season. 1 point between the 2 teams.
Yes.
I did ask Rising captain John Stenberg the other day if they were feeling pressure on that specifically going into these games. Here's his talk on the pressure.
It's always pressure to play for this club, especially at home. We haven't performed at our best yet at home, so that's pressure to us, which we like. We want it that way. So no, we're ready for it. We don't focus too much on Colorado now this week. It's up to us. So we try to focus on us and do better.
I get where he comes from with pressure. These things are thin margins. Every time that we've gotten our hopes up of, oh, look at that, Rising's rolling, there's a weakened team coming in. I'm not saying to not be hopeful in the sense of you want to roll with the momentum, but you can't just count an easy victory. There are literally no such things in this league. All of these guys are professionals. Yes, there is a big gulf in talent between some teams and others, but again, Rising at this stage where they're at in the season, you can't count them as world beaters. They're definitely still finding their groove in a lot of different ways. Yes, these 2 clubs, 1 point between them, but come on now.
Yeah. I'm intrigued with the get better man there from Tyler. Tyler, you realize that John's back, right?
I love it. The chat, you guys are absolutely undefeated. Zoinks in the chat, God. Just back to 77. Right, you got the one, Carlos Azkar, of course. Yeah. Of course. I'm missing my Power Ritos in the chat, right? Please, let's get it going. We haven't had one in a minute. Got to get on that train. We'll get them there. But if you see BJ in the chat, double the goals, double the fun. I will ask for score predictions from you in the chat in a second, but I asked you earlier, what does Colorado Springs Switchbacks need to do to get a result? What does Phoenix Rising need to do to get a result?
Much like we saw with the comments on Colorado Springs. We'll get there eventually. We're like halfway between Springs and Switchbacks there.
Swings back.
That's a bit crazy. I feel as though the critical part here is about those final balls from Phoenix Rising. Remy Cabral is going to have to make runs in behind. Rising's going to have to find ways to get him the ball in the penalty area.
Yeah.
We've seen, and we saw it against New Mexico, the previous game, that Rising worked the ball into the final third, didn't work the ball into the box, by and large. This has to be the emphasis now. They managed to do it a few times against Tulsa. You've got to keep doing that. Again, the ball that he wins his penalty on, there we go. That's the kind of play you want.
Absolutely.
The one that he scores his goal after. It's what you want.
Striker's goal.
Yeah. But it's that kind of link-up play that I think is going to be critical here. Now, yes, set-piece defending has to be better, but I haven't seen this team struggle with set-piece defending all year long.
Agreed.
I saw them struggle with set-piece defending against FC Tulsa. So I don't see that as a long-term problem that I feel needs addressing. Yeah, they've got to address it in terms of this week in training. You get into that. Obviously, you do. I think everyone expects that that's the case. By Tuesday, they hadn't at that point really gone through that, but obviously it was expected there's going to be some looking at that. Okay?
Okay.
You've got to be careful on set pieces, of course. You can't afford to concede in the way that they did in that last game. But I think the real important thing still is finding ways to... You've got Remy Cabral up top. You've got potentially Darius from... I would personally say it's time to throw Darius out there in that different role.
Yes.
You'll have to see how it works out, but if you can find those players in dangerous spots, we know that they're able to finish. We'll have to see.
Okay. I like BJ's comment in the chat. Final third touches and chances. I think that's exactly it. We saw a lot of interplay, and I don't even know if that's necessarily Rising's strongest attack. I think if we, some of those tweaks that we're kind of alluding to, / hoping for happen, I think you can see a lot of very, very fascinating combinations within here, right? Without further ado, it is score predictions. I want to try something. It's going to sound horrible on audio, and I'll then have us separately say it. But on 3, we're going to say our prediction at the same time, okay? And then we'll say it's, and then I'll throw it to you.
Wait, how about we do it with fingers so the people on there can see it, and we're doing it.
But what if the people on audio?
Well, we'll then say it. It's going to sound awful anyway.
Yeah,
so.
but let's just try it.
Fine.
Right. 3, 2, 1,
2-1 Rising.
Wait, what did you say?
2-1 Rising.
That's what I thought. All right. So 2-1 Rising. So we both have the same one, right? We're both continuing the theme of Colorado Springs conceding 2 goals. Who is the one for Colorado Springs? Is it Damus? Does he get his goal?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Would you like to name 2 goal scorers for Rising?
Remy Cabral.
Or maybe 1 goal scorer.
Remy Cabral and I give Azakar one.
Okay. I like that. Okay, well, it's not bad. All right, so 2-1. Damus gets one for Colorado Springs on my end, and I would say, man, I'll say Remy and Darius. Why not? Let's see. Got Reese early in the chat. He is going 1-0. Colorado Springs. Damus gets a goal in the 67th minute.
Ooh.
Wow, he's very uber specific about that one. Let's see. Bendudo's Bluebird down in the chat is riding the wave of JJ Watt visiting Phoenix Rising Stadium, and he's going with 2-2. Both Remy Cabral and Ronaldo Damus getting braces for their clubs. It's a draw. Okay. Got Albert in the chat. 1-1, a draw. BJ, 3-1 to Rising. He's got Cabral, Formella, and Panos for Rising. Ronaldo Damus for Colorado Springs. Everyone across the board is essentially, from what we've seen, is picking Ronaldo Damus.
Goals are going to happen.
Okay. Brett George in the chat. 2-1. Cabral and Pat Marboy on this set piece. I'd like to see that. I love that. That's a great pick.
See. Producer Carl, how you feeling? What score are you going with? Give us a score line.
I agree with BJ. I think it's going to be 3-1 Rising.
I like that.
There we go.
I like that. Okay. Chat,
confidence.
Keep on.
Confidence today.
Keep on going in there. We love it. But, okay, so it's essentially, I'm seeing either draw, overwhelmingly Phoenix Rising win with, looks like it's just the one, pick for Colorado Springs to win. So we'll have to see. That's why they play the game. You got to dig a bit further and we'll find something. But, you don't have to dig too far to find our friends at OG's Brands. Friend at OG's Brands, you don't have to dig far for them. They have their delicious scratch-made THC gummies all across the valley, right? You can go to ogsbrands.com. Find them near you, guys. It's pretty great. They did their, they were doing their OG's March Madness, everything like that. But they're always rocking with different specials, different things going on. It is Buds-a-Palooza coming up. They're going to be out there. Again, it's a week from tomorrow, Friday, April 19th. Then leads into 420 if you're there past midnight. But it's going to be a good time. Find them out there. Go to ogsbrands.com again. Check out where you can find them. The fruits, the creams, the sativas, the indicas, everything like that. It's fantastic. Follow them on social platforms at OG's Brands, and then you must be 21 years or older too. Enjoy responsibly. Also, gotta be 20 years or older if you're drinking a beer at Valley Tap Room, or really anywhere for that matter. But at Valley Tap Room, you can be like going and drinking a nice.
US.
What's that?
In the US.
Well, yes, in the US. But Valley Tap Room, while they are at multiple locations, one of them is not outside of the US, but that's okay because we like them being in Arizona. Valley Tap Room, they got 2 locations off of Gilbert and Queen Creek. You can get Four Peaks there. They're delicious. We got the wows there, we got the kilts there, everything like that. Valley Tap Room is fantastic. They always have music, food trucks, karaoke, trivia, bingo, blango, you name it. Grab a little bit of a food menu from there, have a good time, stir up some trouble, not too much trouble, but have a good time at Valley Tap Room. Again, you must be 20 years or older to drink there. But, it's a good time. We've, hosted some Rising watch parties. Look out for more stuff in the future. But, of course, in the meantime, go check them out on socials at Valley Tap Room.
Yeah, maybe we look at a trivia trip soon.
I like a trivia trip, especially on one of those Friday games.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
On a Friday
There's
game
one
where we're
coming
not
up
doing a
end of
show
the
on
month,
Tuesday.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, we got to plan that out.
We'll have to see.
Our people
no
will
guarantees. Maybe. Keep posted. We
People
will
talk to your people. Let's see. We got Merge Gaming in the chat. 3-2. Remy will score for Rising. Remy will score. And Azakar and Power Rito will score. And then Zoinks in the chat. Azakar, so slay. Azakar slaying, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Keep those predictions going, chat. Appreciate you guys participating with us. Shout out Reese in the chat. I'm glad. Yes, absolutely. Yes, that's glad the pod is still going after all that. You can't keep us down.
How's that song go, Max?
How's the song go?
The song go.
What
It
song?
can't keep us down.
What? Oh, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Sing it, Max.
I get knocked down, but I go again.
No, he's not singing it. See, it's not quite.
Kissing the night away.
All right, there we
Kissing
go.
the night away. Drinks a whiskey drink. Drinks a lager drink. Drinks a vodka drink. Drinks a cider drink.
I don't know if you got that in the right order.
Oh man, whoever wrote that, they're Chumbawamba, but they have copious amounts of drinks. Of course, probably some Four Peaks in there, but you don't have to drink. You're drinking Four Peaks. Wow. Okay. We're copywriting out here.
Weird.
When we're drinking Four Peaks, we like to travel around the USL. Around the USL, you had some stuff you wanted to highlight, didn't you?
Oh yeah, should we talk a bit about the football game that happened earlier today?
Oh gosh, there was
Miami against Tampa Bay.
There was some.
Shout out the 2 ex-Rising players, by the way, in that Tampa Bay lineup. 5-2 it finished. Thiago with the easiest finish I think he'll get.
That was a goal.
No, yeah, because it was easy, because the goalkeeper just kind of sliced at it and completely missed the ball. If you get a chance, go have a look at it. It's an amusing one, I'll put it that way. The keeper comes miles out of his goal, swing completely comes up with pretty much nothing, and Thiago with an open goal to just tap it into. Pretty simple in the end, but
pretty darn good.
shows what Eddie Manjoma, I thought, had a pretty decent performance. He was a bit of a nuisance there.
Yeah.
Bit of a nuisance. And it was a good number of passes in the final third. He was in dangerous areas, caused some problems down the flank. Yeah. One of those.
Okay.
I hear it all kicked off at the end of one of the games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Oakland, Monterey Bay.
Little fight.
Some suspensions dished out after that one. Speaking of which, again, a former Phoenix Rising player, Babacar Jai,
oh boy,
given a 3-game suspension for his involvement in everything that happened after that game.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a mess, wasn't it?
He was just getting in the
Have you seen the video?
He was getting in the pre-WrestleMania spirit.
You seen the video?
No.
Oh, it was. I'll have to show it to you later. It was something. It was something. It was one of those ones where just like people were throwing haymakers and missing on a good number.
I'm a pacifist.
But like
I don't
it
fight.
Was everyone out in the
everyone.
field and just nuts.
Register as lethal weapons. No, it's no, it's I've not seen it. What? I've not seen it yet. Well, I'm more of a kicker anyway. Yeah, let's,
Yeah, because the shoulders would,
okay,
you know.
all right, anyway.
Shoulders wouldn't hold up.
Okay, let's not do that. But yeah, okay. So you mentioned a couple games. Anything else around the USL? I know. There's, we'll definitely go through the
You know what we
usual
should do?
after Saturday. What?
You know what we should do? Do we want to have a bit of a laugh
Depends where we're going with this.
about who popped up from his deep slumber?
What? Sure.
Scott's matchmaker Michaels.
Boy. Oh boy.
The National Soccer League
Oh, this is where. Okay, so this is where we're going with this. Oh man. Okay. All right.
is back
That's
on
a,
Twitter, at
that's
least.
a crazy video. That's a wild.
How
video.
did you feel about that video, Max? The National Soccer League.
AI is here, folks. I don't know what to feel about that. That was weird. It gave me the warm fuzzies and not the good kind.
Yeah.
The
I
willies.
mean,
The willies. It gave me the willies.
It's a...
Injury report. Max Simpson. The willies.
Can we shout out as well, though? The NSL, they've got a $50,000 goal, apparently, on their current WeFunder. In case you want to help invest in the National Soccer League. I don't know why they want $50,000. That's their goal here. But they also reckon they got a future equity valuation cap of $27.5 million.
What?
Yeah, how much they've managed to get so far on WeFunder?
Let's see. Let me take a guess. 50,000 goal seems like 200 from me.
That's because we spoke about this earlier, man.
No, I'm just a good memory.
$200.
Great memory.
Wow. Do you want to? Here we go. In fact, I'll read this pitch for you right now. For the fans, by the fans, where passion meets the pitch in the ultimate soccer revolution.
Oh, gosh.
Aren't you
man.
just thrilled?
That's something.
The best part is you scroll down in the chat. Scott Matchmaker Michaels. You got to include Matchmaker. It don't count if you don't include
That's his
Matchmaker.
WWE alias.
Yeah. A visionary entrepreneur with 20 plus years of business acumen
I'm scared.
and seasoned soccer expert across the world.
I don't like that.
Founded the National Soccer League in the US.
I am scared.
Dedicated to enhancing the sport of professional soccer in America. The NSL.
That was really good. They should just use that for the promo.
Did you know that Scott Matchmaker Michaels witnessed with dismay the commercialization sweeping through American professional soccer? For Scott, soccer is more than just a sport. It's a passion shared by billions, and he believes it should remain firmly rooted in the hearts of its fans.
What?
The
The voice is just. I'm so scared.
Are you enjoying this,
It's
Max?
very cryptic.
Max, are you ready for the National Soccer League to launch?
No.
Are you ready for the National Soccer League to launch?
Yeah, no. I mean,
You can subscribe to their latest news on LinkedIn.
Apparently, according to Brent, I'm not the only one that's excited about it.
They're also
yeah.
saying that Robbie Fowler's investing, but obviously we can't confirm that.
Oh dear gosh. You
But
little
they're claiming
ASMR,
that.
little ASMR action. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, Scott's been on a tear on Twitter as usual as well. Talking about a lot of things here. How, they're going to create the US Soccer refused entry of the NSL to the US Open Cup. We will make our own competitions that will be more competitive. All right, let's be real here. Do you think this league ever sees a game? League, quote unquote.
I'd like to be an optimist for most situations. I mean, it might play a game or two, maybe ekes out a season. I don't think it's anything. If I'm going off of what I see, it doesn't look like it's anything that's going to be viable, perhaps. But yeah, they might eke one out or two. Sure, why not?
It's also an unsanctioned league, by the way, entirely.
Yeah, there's that.
So yeah,
No holds barred.
yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah, BJ gets it exactly. Little W.
Scott Matchmaker Michaels. Oh, of course, calling USL a silly franchised league model.
Well, I mean, yeah. Listen, we're not saying
fun.
where USL stands, but I mean, it's.
I'm sure
Something.
they're quivering in their boots at the National Soccer League and
Sure they
the
are.
business acumen of Scott Matchmaker Michaels at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's a fair shout.
All right, a couple of other things. Should we just do some random football stuff?
Well, I mean, you don't want to talk about offsides. You like ref.
Yeah,
you
we
like,
talk about that. Offside. The semi-automated
reffing?
offside technology.
Sure.
They're bringing it into the Premier League next
told you
year.
the AI is taking over.
The AI is taking over. Max is he's got the whole like tinfoil hat on here. You know, feeling.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying it's good or bad, but like I think it's influencing the game. Sure.
Yeah. So when you look at the SAOT, what are your thoughts on this one, especially in the Premier League? I don't think it's a bad thing because I feel like what it at least does, right? And here's the thing. SAOT was quick. When we saw it in the World Cup in Qatar, it was quick. It was pretty straightforward. There wasn't all the arguing, right? Are we dealing with stupid margins? Yeah, we are. But we're already dealing with that with VAR in the Premier League.
Yeah.
We're already looking at that in VAR in the Premier League. But the difference is that instead you have someone sitting around trying to draw lines. And I think that's worse than the SAOT. I think this is a step in the right direction.
No, this is my thing. Is like whether you're for or against VAR and all the technology, everything like that. Like regardless whether you're completely all for it or get off my line, whatever. The one thing we can agree upon is whatever direction you're going to go, make sure it's something that is easily digestible. And whether you like the ruling or not, it better be clear and everyone is on the same page. When you draw lines, when you have things like that, you can't really decipher from certain vantage points whether it is clear, and there is room for error in those aspects. If this clears it up, which by all accounts should, or at least even if you don't agree with it, at least everyone will be on the same page. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it in that aspect.
That's fair.
I may not like it, but at least there's less of the quabbling of was it offsides, was it not? Make it easy.
To BJ's comment here, yeah, you will, because all they're doing is moving the line if these changes go on. All they're doing is moving the line. It's the same principle.
Sure.
You're just moving where you place the line.
Yeah.
But it's still, there is a physical line, and if you're beyond it or not is the question.
Yes.
Look, I think the SAOT is good in the sense of, I mean, there are two ways that you could go at it with VAR. One of which is that you say clear and obvious to the extent that you've got to be able to obviously see it as you play it through at least practically full speed.
Yes.
You're not able to do all the stupid freeze frame, draw lines, all that kind of nonsense. Okay? The lines especially being the concern.
Yes.
Or you go down the SAOT kind of route. The SAOT at least has the benefit of, even if it's going to give marginal decisions, very marginal decisions, you can't argue with it really.
No.
It's kind of like goal line technology in that. No, BJ, you wouldn't, because the whole point is that these really tight line calls, you wouldn't really know. You wouldn't really know. It's still a tight line call in the same way as it's a tight line call as to whether they're ahead of them or not.
Yeah.
Same principle. A guy's leaning. Okay, two players are leaning with the one that's supposedly ahead. The attacker's ahead. You've got to draw a line then from the head of the defender down to see if the guy's back foot is too far. It's the same principle. Everyone always thinks in that one, and I think the whole move on the offside goal, whole different thing. I think it's nonsense. I think it will lead to a much more defensive game. I think we are going backwards if we adopt that change. I have very strong opinions on that, in case you can't tell.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that people seem to think this will encourage free-flowing football, but to me, it will encourage teams to sit deeper, and that will actually cause more problems. It's to me the same as when some bright spark says there's not a, usually, sorry, Max, an American. But no, you know what I mean. It's like the World Cup rolls around and there's like all those guys who watch the NFL and they come out and go, I could fix your sport. No, you can't. Like, you've never watched a game before. You see those tweet threads, surely.
Of course.
And then everyone dunks on them.
Yeah.
But it's like the person who just goes, well, what if we just got rid of offside? Well, that wouldn't work because then teams would just sit back. To me, moving I just feel as though teams are going to get more defensive if they change that offside law. But that's different anyway. That's not entirely what we're focusing on here, which is semi-automated offside technology. I think it's a good move by the Premier League. I think it's going to make decision-making quicker. And it does. Right? The main involvement then is picking the correct, is kind of verifying that, everything is correct, the right touch point, all of that kind of stuff. it's going to make decisions more easily accepted.
Yes.
I'm fine with it. I'm
Okay.
perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine with it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else soccer wise you want to talk about?
I feel like there was, and I've forgotten it now.
How about Liverpool?
Oh yeah, that was what I was thinking.
nice.
Sorry,
Good memory.
Let's all
Good
dunk
job,
on the
pal. Good job.
Scousers, eh? What a day they had today, eh? The Scousers.
Oh man, no one's here, and the Evans aren't there to defend themselves. The Evans,
No,
they're not here to defend themselves.
Max, they're not related to me.
I'm not saying that. No.
Devon,
No, I'm not saying. Never mind.
what are you talking about?
Nothing.
Mate?
Just keep it. Go on. You missed it.
Oh
Go on.
my
Go
god,
on.
what is this guy on about?
Oh boy. Anyway, you were saying. What?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Scousers 3-0 at home to Atalanta. Oh dear. Oh dear. Carl, what do you think about that? Let's loop our producer Carl in.
That makes me very happy.
How does it make you feel, Max?
I mean,
Let's
sure.
all laugh at the Scousers.
Why not?
That was fun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Do you need any more laughter out there,
Maybe
Max?
not out, but you know what I mean. What's that?
Any more laughter?
No, I'm good.
All
right. Anything else? Any
No.
more footy? You got any more footy you got on your system?
Oh. Is there anything else happening? I
Mm,
don't know. Is there anything else happening?
Chat,
in
anything
football?
else? Anything else? Going once? Going. Oh, Deagly. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. Going once, chat. Going twice. Even though they're not in real time, but we'll catch up with them. All right, cool. Sold to me. But to everyone, appreciate it joining us on the PHNX Rising podcast. Of course, we will be back Saturday during post game. But of course, in the meantime, you can follow us at PHNX__Rising because double the underscore.
Double the fun.
Sure, why not? Yeah, double the fun.
Go with the normal. Yeah, it's fine.
I like it. You can follow me on Twitter at Max David Simpson. You can follow Owen on Twitter at OJEvans18. You can follow Kyle, producer extraordinaire behind the mag at K Coops Sports. You can follow producer Jacob Franklin. We all know his Twitter, but you can follow Jacob on. Let me think. You can follow Jacob in real life. I'll give you his address if you DM me. It's a beautiful game. But
I'm surprised you haven't got Jacob just staring out the door at you right now.
oh,
Max.
Jacob.
You're threatening to dox this man.
No,
This is not good.
that's not what doxing
You can't
is.
do this.
No, it's just if
Jacob's just ignoring you. He's
You-
being the bigger man.
you want to get he is taller than me.
He is a
Anyway,
big man.
It's a beautiful game, but it's way more beautiful when we're back home. But yes, go ahead.
I was going to say when the Scousers lose 3-0 to Atalanta.
Goodbye. Good night.
We all silly like the mayor.